Hello guys, this is Babunesh Pratap. I'm going to welcome on the platform of Atmanirman online education portal. As you are knowing, we have started the series of class 1 and class 2 for GPSC. Okay, so you could know about that, what about our syllabus and all these things, and what is our strategies to in benefit of the students. So we are going to giving the code sorry, BOB 007. You can use this code to getting discount of 50 rupees in whole courses. So okay, so GPS is English, the course which is giving individual course also, and if you want to purchase the whole course, so it is about the 700 rupees, and if you want to purchase individual, so it is about the 150 rupees. Okay, so you will use this code and you will get 50 rupees discount over there. And before knowing the syllabus, and before knowing the these videos, first it is compulsory to know about myself. I am Babunesh Pratap and I am from Himmatnagar only, and I have completed my graduations from Christ University. I was university topper. I got 73rd rank, and I got selected once in Air India cabin crew. Then after I have given once PI interview too. Okay, so this is my achievement. I hope you are doing also well in this competitive field. So see the first of a topic. So here the mains English GPSC. Okay, instead of the UPSC I have written here GPSC. See, GPSC. So what we have to do? Letter writing. Okay, so here letter writing, so normally letter writing having two types. Okay, formal and informal. So formal means the aupcharik and informal means anaupcharik. Okay, so in the formal letter we could see that ki official letters, business letters and letters of applications. Okay, so official letters mostly addressed to public servant. Okay, you can understand about that public servant, otherwise any of the institutions, those who are addressing to the anyone, that time it called official letters. Then after the business letter, business letters means to for the producer, otherwise the customers, we are addressing to them, that time we are using business letter. And letters of the applications, for example, if any of the companies, those who are addressing to the employee, okay, otherwise the head of the any of the company, that time we are using letter of application. Okay, so these three kind of formal letters. Now we will see that informal letter. Informal letter generally we are addressing to relatives and the acquaintances. Okay, so mostly our relative, for example our mom, dad, uncles, who those who are in connected with our relationship, so we are sending to them. So this kind of letter is known as informal letter. Okay, so you have understand about this two topic, formal and informal letter. So formal letter means which is generally we are sending, informal letters we are generally sending to our relatives, and formal letter we are sending to means take any work from other peoples. Okay, so that time we are addressing, and informal letter we are addressing to our relatives. So these two concepts you have to clear in your mind. Now we'll see the structure of informal letter. Okay, informal letter structures we could see. So as per from the 12th standards we have studied, means from our school level examinations, letter writing mostly we have studied. So we have seen the heading first over there, the structure of the informal letter. Okay, so mostly generally we are sending to our relatives and all. So in informal letter we could see that the complete address of the letters generally written on the right hand corner. Okay, for example this is one page. Here the right hand corner we have to write what heading. Okay, so here example you can see Babunesh Pratap Palace, Polo Ground and Himmatnagar. This is my address and my name. Okay, so I have mentioned here in the head. So this one you can understand over here. Later on I have to inform, I have to address date. Okay, so date is written below the letter head. Okay, letter ka jo heads means which is the head, I have to write here date. Okay, below the head I have to write date. After that means you can see that ki date having two types. Okay, for example in this format I have written 15th August 2020, it is the British method. Okay, you could see that the British method, it has the 15th August 2020. Okay, first date, then after month, then after year. Okay, now you could see that August 15, 2020, it is an American method. Okay, so these two method you can write in later writing. Now we'll see in another slide. Okay, salutation. Okay, salutations is written below the date line on the left side near the margin. For example, in later I have written head, then after date. Here I have to write the salutations. Okay, salutations I have to write over here. Which side? Left side. Okay, left side near the margin. Okay, margin I have to manage, then after I have to write left side. Okay, so here you can see that dear friend in example, dear Mohit, dear Papa and Mummy, dear uncle. It is we have to give salutations those which we are sending to them. Okay, those people's name we have to write, means the we have to do salutations over here. Later on we have to do subscriptions. Okay, subscriptions means we have to give them. So here the your sincerely, your lovingly, okay, your affectionate son and daughter. Now you have to do note yours. Okay, we don't have to do apostrophe yours while we are writing the subscriptions. Okay, now first letter always will be in capital. Okay, first letter we have to do in capital letter. So you could understand about the subscriptions also and the salutations. Okay, first what we have understand, first we head, then after date, then after the salutations, then subscriptions we have to write from here. Okay, means subscription, sorry, we have to write here. Now we'll see structure of formal letter. Okay, mostly for the competitive examinations, for the GPSC exam, we have to write the formal letter. Okay, mostly we don't have to send to our relatives about these letter writings. So it is important for the competitive, it is important, relevant for our syllabus. So mostly these letters you have to focus. So here I have clear again your doubt. See, heading we have to write right side of the page, we have to write over there heading. Later on we have to mention the date below the heading. Then after the for example inside address, for example if we are giving the salutation someone, that time we have to write inside heading also we have to give, means inside address we have to do. So we have to address particular department, otherwise particular addressings we have to do. For example, you can see here health officer, municipal health department. You could see that different means name which is relevant for the particular department. Okay, so the department is main to them, means it is for those which we are sending to them. Okay, Ahmedabad municipal corporations, these are the inside address. Okay, we are addressing to them only, that's why we have to written over here. Later on you could see that the subject, okay, details of our subject. Okay, in the subject mostly the person who's visit our letter, so he is having his attentions personally on the subject, which is subject it has given. Okay, means the subject he will focus, then after he will bifurcate from these and he will sort out the problem. Okay, so you can see that the subject is most important, so you have to clear your subject. So whole details about your subject you have to write over there. For example, if I am having the problem inadequate water supply, okay, I am having the city, I am having the town, so there is I am getting inadequate water, so I am getting problem over there. So I can write the letters to the particular municipal corporation or someone, those who are distributing the water. So you have to clear about your subject. Okay, now then salutations. Okay, salutations mostly sir or madam. Okay, even though the madams will be there, then too we have to write mostly the sirs over here, so it will make the good impact. Or mostly we are writing and use comma after the sir. Okay, after the sirs we have to use comma over there. Now you have cleared this whole. Now we'll see the next slide. Body of letter. Okay, body of letter. So body of letter we have divided in three parts. Okay, so first part we will see that the opening para, second part main body, then after the third part closing para. Okay, so opening para to draw attentions on our subject. to the officer. Okay, means the first para we are going to start. That time we have to draw the attentions to the particular persons who will have interest in our subject. For example, subject details we have to provide over there, what is our issues and what is our problem. Okay, so this process we have to do in our letter writing. Later on, main body. Okay, origin all details. Okay, origin all details means our issues we have to write the ground based details we have to write over there. So it will get over there means origin details. So the officers will get origin data and which is relevant for the matter. That time we have to write the origin data, origin details over there. In last closing paragraph we have to request otherwise suggestions for the solving problem. Okay, to sort out the problem we are sending the request otherwise suggestions to the officer, to the dignitaries, those who are making the disputes in well manner. That time we are making them to request otherwise we are suggesting them. Okay, to solve out the problem. Okay, so I have cleared here the body part, body of the letters. Later on we have to see the subscription, same as per over here. So most of the candidates are writing your faithfully, so you could do same things. And last, signature. Okay, signature is mandatory over here because we are sending someone to take work from it. Okay, it is not informal letter, so we are not sending our signatures or anything. So okay, regards we have to send mostly, so signature will come compulsory over there. Okay, so I have clear here the whole structures have completed over here. Now we will see one example we will see complaint about inadequate water supply. Okay, here I have written one letter. You will go through this example and you will improve your letter writing skill also. Using these skills you will get better marks in your exam. Okay, so we'll see. I have written the headings over here. So heading I have mentioned here Babunesh Pratap Palace, Polo Ground, Himatnagar. Here I have mentioned the date. Okay, April 15th 2020. So American method I have used over here. Now okay, now the means salutations because inside address we will see the chairman I have to write the Himatnagar below of this. So Himatnagar Nagar Palika. Okay, then after the where I am living, so Himatnagar and district the Sabarkantha. Okay, where I am getting the problems I have to mention, and when where their department is relevant, which department it is relevant, so I have to write the name. Okay, so Nagar Palika. Okay, if I am getting problem in Himatnagar only, so I have to mention the Himatnagar Nagar Palika. Okay, Nagar Palika yani it means the municipal corporations. Okay, so here we'll see the subject I have mentioned, inadequate water supply. Okay, I am not getting water proper in my areas, distribution systems, so I am getting problem about the water. So I have mentioned here the subject inadequate water supply. Later on I have to salutations I have to give. So sir, then after the comma is compulsory. So here my subject I draw your attentions to the inadequate water supply that is being provided to the town. Okay, for example in the town, otherwise in the city, provided water inadequate. Okay, it is not sufficient for the whole. Okay, what they are sending in the frequencies, it is not sufficient for the whole. That's why we'll see the provided water in the city or town, it was not it was inadequate. It is not adequate water supplies. Okay, so here I have mentioned the population has increased considerably in the town, yet you have not increased the water supply. The people of the city have been suffering on acute water crisis. Okay, water crisis for a month. Water was supplied twice a day in the last summer, but this year you have closed the evening time of water supply. Okay, since 1st March 2019. Okay, the person have stopped the situation, means here the origin details we have to inform the person, so he could go through that his data he will find, and later on he will come to know about the issue. Okay, what is original actual ground based issues he will sort out. So we have written over here with the date also. So even in the morning the water supply is not given with full force. Okay, full force. Okay, another issue is the full force, and once it is evening time, okay, for example evening time the person is not supplying the water, and another issue is full force also. Okay, many housewives are disturbed by the inadequate water supply. Okay, third issue is many housewife. Okay, mostly the water filling system who's doing, so housewife, those living peoples at home, for example the housewife mostly, so they were filling, so they are getting disturbed. For example in today's century they were doing job outside, they have to do parenting, they have to take care of their child also, their home also, another works they are also having, so they were disturbed with water, because we know that without water all work will be pending. Okay, so here you can see that disturbed by the inadequate water supply, the woman. So another issue we can see over here in next. So in next we can see that the population has increased. Okay, mostly the water supply, those who live in the slum. Okay, we could see about that, those who live in slum, sorry, okay, those who live in the slums yani ki the place where is too much high density populations, and those peoples living in the slum area and do not have their personal water, because they are very dire stage in their financially they were very dire stage, so they were not having the means the personal water storage system connections, and the suffering a lot long queues of women living in the slums. Okay, the women were suffering a lot, because they have to go for the job also, they are doing labor work somewhere, so they have to fill the water. It is biggest issues and biggest crisis with them, so they have to fill with this. Later on are seen every morning, the Nagarpalika provided them water by the tanks, but they also do not get the sufficient water. Sometimes the scans of the quarrels and seen. Okay, the quarrels mostly seen in these areas, means in the slum areas, we can see the quarrel, women are fighting with each other due to the inadequate waters during them, and they have to go for their job, because mostly they were living in labor labor work they were doing. So in this kind of the area they were living, so mostly they were seen as a quarrel they are doing. So we can see that how many problems we are getting by this government. So please note that this is the seasons of summer, and you can imagine the hardship of the peoples owning to an adequate water. I request, for example, here we have to do comma, then after we have to write in below of this. So we can see that ki how many hardship it was about the slum areas, those people living in the slum areas, and those people who's getting inadequate waters in that town or in that city. So we can see that problems. In last conclusions we have to request, otherwise we have to suggest them to solve out this problem. So we can see here, I request you to provide adequate water supply with a full force. Okay, full force is compulsory. Then after both in morning and in evening. Okay, so both were in morning and evening. Here the typing mistake, you could see that both in morning and in evening. In the slums area the tanks should be provided. Okay, mostly in the slums area the tanks should be provided, because they are not getting time too much in the morning or evening. So once you will store their waters inside in their homes in the slum areas, so it could be reliable to them. Okay, so I hope you will take quick steps to remove the hardship of the peoples. Okay, so we are the suggesting and we are the requesting to the officials, those who are sort out this problem. So the peoples will sort out these problems by these origin data from our actual backgrounds one. Now in last we can see that the subscriptions we have written over your faithfully. Okay, the name you have to write, then after here the signatures you have to do compulsory. Okay, those people who's sending to the officials, we have to do signatures over here. Now I hope you all were enjoyed this video and you get better knowledge about this letter writing, and you will improve your marks. And go through our channels, Atmanirman online education portal. You can download on that applications and you can purchase our course. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.